Hey everybody, I'm Joe Delara, and I've got a couple of my favorite bets for today's Wednesday NBA slate. The first play that I'm looking at is James Harden over 6.5 assists. He had 6 assists on 11 potentials against the New York Knicks in his debut game, who, against the Knicks, it's a relatively slow game as they play at one of the slower paces in the league. Now he gets to take on the Brooklyn Nets, who one of his old teams, and they play at a moderate pace more comparable to the Los Angeles Clippers. He played 31 minutes last game in his debut, so even though they were talking about a little bit of a minutes restriction, it seems as if it's going to be relatively loose. I know it's a new role, and at the end of the day, Harden, he's a dimer. And I think that this line is still a bit too low for a guy that averaged 10.2 assists per game last season. I like James Harden to record 7 assists in this game. The next play that I'm looking at is Jrue Holiday over 4.5 rebounds. Holiday, he's seen his rebounding spike with the Boston Celtics, and he's averaging 7.7 rebounds per game, which is by far the highest number of his career. And he's actually leading the team in rebounding chances at 14.5 chances per game. His rebounds prop has been set at 4.5, and he's hit that in 5 straight games. And his only miss is in the opener against the New York Knicks, who, like I mentioned before, play at a slow pace, and he only had 4 in that spot. I like Jrue Holiday to record over 4.5 rebounds against the Philadelphia 76ers on Wednesday night. Finally, I'm looking at Victor Wembanyama under 19.5 points. He's gone over this line in 3 of 7 games, but those games were against the Suns, the Rockets, and the Raptors. And the reason I like the under here is that bigs have really struggled against the New York Knicks this season. A lot of that has to do with the fact that Mitchell Robinson has been a dominant force on the interior due to his length and his athleticism. He's actually taking this pretty seriously, and in the post-game comments after their win over the Clippers, a lot of the commentary and questions toward Mitchell Robinson dealt with how he was going to handle Victor Wembanyama. Had he ever seen anybody like Victor? And he was actually, it almost seemed like he was getting a little angry about it. He was getting really frustrated with the fact that they were questioning just how exactly he was going to do it. And that was what the focus was on. I think that Mitchell Robinson is going to take this game very seriously, and I think that he's going to want to be able to impose his size and his athleticism, and I think that he is going to be the toughest test that Victor will have seen so far throughout his NBA career. So I like him to go under 19.5 points in what should be a slower paced game for the Spurs against the New York Knicks. So to recap, my 3 favorite plays for today's Wednesday NBA slate are James Harden over 6.5 assists, Jrue Holiday over 4.5 rebounds, and Victor Wembanyama under 19.5 points. Best of luck on your wagers today, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesdays.